Everyone's trying to fill their own pipelines and funnels. Winners, they fill other people's funnels. Today, I'm going to teach you the AIC method: awareness, interest, and connection. The fastest way to help people win so your network starts sending opportunities back without ever you having to ask for them. So you're out here selling into mid-market companies, and somehow you ended up in a networking room with a guy selling magic crystals and someone who just launched their coaching business yesterday. You don't need another awkward coffee with someone who can't even spell B2B. You need real conversations that lead to real outcomes. You need a winning team that's as invested in your success as you are. That's Success Champion Networking, built for business owners who sell real solutions to real companies and are tired of networking in all the wrong rooms. No silly jingles, no pass a referral or else pressure, just smart, growth-minded pros who serve the same business-to-business audience as you do. So if you're ready to stop networking with people who think mid-market is a grocery store, go to successchampionnetworking.com, find a chapter near you, and register to visit. Hey, what's up, champions? Donnie Bovine here, and today I'm going to talk to you a lot about reverse networking. And what I continue to find is people don't network at the level that they should be. So the ROI from networking it just doesn't seem to really pop up for them. So what I want to walk you through today is how you get really strategic by doing what I call reverse networking that helps other people grow their businesses so that you can get completely dialed in and get people returning the favor and actually opening doors for you by getting really proactive in how you're networking. So, traditional networking has a lot of people approaching it and getting into it from the perspective of how do I find clients? How do I grow my business? And then they get very frustrated when there's nothing coming from it. There's no new clients, there's no introductions that are great, there's no referrals, and it forces people to really struggle with trying to get business in. Reverse networking is the idea of how do I actually grow somebody else's business so I become their go-to person for my industry and are able to then send me referrals when they find themselves in the right conversations. When you help somebody else rise, it comes back to you tenfold. But this isn't that gentle giver's grain crap that's been thrown around there for years. This is getting very strategic about helping somebody else out and getting very detailed in how you do it. So inside of reverse networking, I came up with a three-letter acronym. It's just AIC. I'm calling it ACE for short, but I don't want to screw people up in the acronym. But AIC is the idea of thinking through who is my best clients, what else do those best clients purchase that doesn't compete with me, and then how do I find those people in those other industries and actually get them to refer to me. So what I'll do is I'll break down is I'll pick a client in any industry that's out there. So let's say maybe I'm working on manufacturing companies. Okay. So if I'm targeting manufacturing companies, and let's say I'm a fractional CFO, which is the biggest joke on the planet. I'm the farthest thing yet from a CFO that there is. But let's say my service is fractional CFOs and I'm selling into manufacturing companies. Now, I know I can try and do cold outreach to try and connect and get to those manufacturing companies, but it's always easier to have somebody else bring you in. So the way I look at it is I start breaking down is who else sells to those manufacturing companies that doesn't compete with me, or better yet, I could ask my current clientels what other things do they purchase for their company that would not compete with my services. So if I sell fractional CFO services, things that will likely sit side by side with me, which could be employee benefits. It could be fractional operations, so a chief operations officer. It could be other consultants. It could be MSP, telecom, a whole bunch of services that are selling into these manufacturing space that I can form a bond and a relationship with. Now, if I think about it, everybody is networking to get to people's untouchables. And what I mean by untouchables is if you and I were to meet the first time while out networking, and I walked up and said, I'm Donnie, I'm a fractional CFO, and I'd love to meet your largest client so I can pitch them my services, there's no chance in hell you're going to introduce me to that fractional CFO. Or excuse me, introduce me to your number one client. Like, that client of your client is your untouchables. It's the people that you protect and won't allow people to have access to. So what I've always thought through is, how do I get access to people's untouchables? And I'm going to have to earn trust over time for you feel comfortable enough to introduce me to those people. So what I often think through is, how can I grow your business so much that you'll actually introduce me to your best clients? What doors do I need to open? Who do I need to get you connected with? And how do I get your business growing enough that I provided so much value? You're like, holy crap, I've got to return the favor. So when I think about AIC, what I'm thinking about is, let's pretend I have a fractional COO that has a ton of my perfect clients, and I'd love to build a relationship so strong with them that they would actually get me connected to their client base. What I'm going to think about is, who specifically does that fractional COO need to meet that would be a ton of value for them and potentially open up a ton of doors. So maybe let's pretend that accountants are great for fractional COOs, or maybe it's fractional CROs or CSOs, which are your revenue officers and sales officers, or maybe sales trainers. I'm going to go out of my way to then try and find as many people in those adjacent industries for them. Like, I'm going to purposely go network for them, and try and find people that I can introduce to them. So let's say that I'm sitting across from a person who I want to be my number one resource on referrals because they have my client base. They're a fractional COO. I'm going to think through, who the hell can I get them connected to that makes them want to bring my name up in the conversations. And here's how AIC works. A stands for awareness. Okay. How can I bring awareness to them and to their best referral sources as I possibly can? Can I, mention them in conversations? Can I tag them in a post? Can I share their content out? Can I bring their name up in rooms they're not in? And can I talk about them like they matter? So when I'm out meeting with other people, what I will be saying for my best referral sources is, I have a fractional COO that specializes in this arena, looking to meet these type of people. Like, I'm going to find a purposeful ways to bring their name up in conversation so people become aware of who they are, and can then start associating that person or that business with that particular industry and style. Because here's the thing, we if you've been networking for any amount of time, you likely know a couple fractional COOs. But which one comes to mind the most, or which one pops up first? And it's the one that gets talked about often, or it's the one that reaches out to you often, or it's the one that's opening doors and the things for you. So I want to help that process and help that fractional COO, his name or his company or her named company, to pop up more often in other people's conversations, because I'm the person bringing that conversation up. So I want to find every chance or opportunity that I can to bring their name up in conversations. Then I stands for interest. Um, and for interest, what I'm trying to do is really create curiosity around this person. So if we're using the fractional COO who's doing the fractional operations, I'm trying to talk about them in a very specific ways that gets people curious about them. So I'm going to either potentially talk about projects I know they're working on, talk about organizations they're a part of. I'm going to tell their story as much as I know it. I'm going to get people more inquisitive and curious about this individual and where I can, bring their name up. But also, I'm trying to get interest in other opportunities for them as well. I'm trying to get awareness for them in other opportunities as well. So, where can I get a group of people interested in this individual? So, when I say all this, guys, I would literally, if I had this fractional COO that I wanted to be my go to, want to be my starting lineup, want to be my best of the best that's opening doors and refer me, I am going to go out of my way to try and create opportunities for them and get them into the right conversations. And that's what gets me to the last one, which is C, which stands for connection. And in connection, I am going to literally try and connect the dots for as many opportunities as I possibly can. This is where the final magic happens. So, what I think about is I need that fractional COO. I'm going to go to my next networking event and I'm going to say, my fractional COO needs accountants, right? They need or sales trainers. I'm going to go to my next networking meeting to purposely try and get people to introduce me to anybody they know that's an accountant or a sales trainer. Okay. And I'm going to go try and find the connection for them. So I'm going to go and say, hey, I'm Donnie. I'm a fractional CFO. But I'd like to be connected to accounting firms, sales training firms, fractional CROs, and the likes, because I want to get them connected to a COO that I'm networking with that's trying to meet those type of people. And what you're going to find is you're now literally networking for your network, right? Because if I can bring you enough value, you're going to want to return the favor. And let's look at it this way. If I'm the one constantly bringing you the right introductions, and then if you help me along the way, guide me and coach me on what's a better introduction for you. If I bring you the right introductions, then you're going to remember me. And odds are, if I bring you enough value, you're going to actually go out of your way to try and bring me enough value back. Right. So I am constantly trying to connect people and create that perfect equation of where this is why you two should talk. This is why you two should meet, um, and go through it. So here's how to make this work for you. Sit down with either your somebody you want to build a referral or networking relationship with, or your clients. Let's start with the networking relationship. So anybody you want to form a networking relationship with, ask them, who is your ideal client and who is your best referral sources? Okay. You ask them for their best that they need. So best client, best referral sources. Then you're going to go through the AIC method, where on the awareness side of things, you're going to mention them to 3 to 5 people. You're going to share their story. You're going to make a warm intro if you can. Um, and so you got awareness, mention with 3 to 5 people. Interest, share their story to somebody. Connection, make a warm intro. Connect them to other people. And what I want you to realize is the more is you are the curator of the connections, as long as you are the person facilitating all the conversations, getting people connected, connecting the dots and opening the right doors, then you will become the main resource that everybody comes to and stays top of mind when your industry and such comes up. So stop chasing clients and start building connections. Guys, I do this every Monday, hanging out here, talking about networking and business development strategies, focus on the B2B business. If you got any value out of this or you like this content, please subscribe, and share it out to others. I love doing these and would love to have more people here. So keep rocking. Thanks for hanging out. I'm Donnie Bovine. Visit a chapter for us today. Love you, mean it. See you. Bye.